Welcome to in this beginner's guide where I will going to teach you about basics of Python, okay, and how you can write Python, okay, inside your Jupyter, okay. So we will going to use Jupyter notebook, okay, or Jupyter lab. I will teach you step by step how you guys can install Jupyter lab on your system, whether it's on Windows or Mac. I will going to guide you step by step for both of them, and we will going to learn Python inside Jupyter notebook or Jupyter lab. We will going to cover basics, okay, and variables, input, okay, and plenty of other concept like list, if conditions, functions, okay, and we will also see uh, how you can define the function and plenty of other things like real practical example. I will also going to share with you notes which you can always use, okay. So in this complete free course, make sure that you will going to learn not only about Jupyter. We will teach you step by step from scratch what Jupyter is, okay. Jupyter is nothing, just a type of editor where we can write the code, okay. So how you can use it, especially it's useful for data science and all, okay. But in this course I will teach you that how you can use Jupyter notebook, okay, for your editing for Python. And even if you don't know anything about Python, we will going to start from scratch, okay. So even if you're non-tech person, you can easily understand the basics of Python with this free course, okay. So make sure that you watch this free course if you want to work with Jupyter notebook or lab, and you want to learn Python inside it, okay. So make sure that you follow the complete course, and of course we will going to use even tools like ChatGPT as well, and I will going to guide you how you can utilize ChatGPT AI tools as well. So very updated course, okay, with lots of amazing knowledge which will really going to help you out. So make sure that watch the complete free course. It will really going to help you out. So now we will going to use Jupyter, let's say notebook or a lab. Now what is that? We will going to talk about that, and we will going to do Python, okay, especially for let's say data science, okay. So we will going to use or install a toolkit known as Anaconda, okay. It's very simple and easy. This Anaconda will automatically going to include your Jupyter notebook or let's say lab. Automatically it will install Python and all the let's say library that are useful for let's say data science maybe, okay. So in case in future you want to do that, you can even do it, okay. And now this Anaconda is supported on both versions, okay. Whether you want to run let's say Jupyter, Python or anything, it's basically supported in both Windows and Macs. And you will going to see that I also have a Mac OS. So my main machine is Mac OS, and inside my Mac OS I'm running let's say Windows, okay. So I'm using this software known as Parallel, okay, and this is what I suggest. First of all, it will going to work in both of them, okay. That means it's available in both Windows version and Mac version, but I suggest you guys to run on Windows because it's very easy. Because the thing is that I'm using, you can see, Windows on my Mac system, so I get the lot of options like let's say manage snapshot. So in case let's say if I have done some mistakes, so I can even move back to the previous version, okay. Maybe I'm working on some program or something like that, and I have done some fault, so I can easily move that. So there are lots of benefit. You can also get the power of Mac as well as Windows, so you can run Windows on your Mac using one software. So you can type this. I will also going to attach the link if possible. Type my dash link.in slash parallel, okay, PARALLEL, okay, everything in small, my dash link.in, okay, slash parallel, PARALLEL, okay. Click on enter, and then you will see this particular software. This will help you to run your let's say Windows on your Mac system. Very powerful, okay. If you just click on let's say buy now button, they also have a one-time purchase as well, so you can just go with that, or you can go on the basis of subscription, okay. It's very simple, just install it, okay, and after that just purchase it. If you can go with the standard is sufficient, okay. but you can also go with the pro edition. I have a pro edition. I do gaming as well. I play window games, do data science programming, each and everything. So I have taken this pro edition. Okay, but for data science you can even go with the standard edition. That will be sort of a sufficient for you. Okay, so just purchase it, and it's very simple. Okay, so suppose let's say if I close this, it's very simple. Just install it, okay, on your system, click on it, and you can say Windows will start. Okay, very simple and straightforward. Okay, so make sure purchase it and install it, and it's in just one click it can install on your system. Okay, so you can also enjoy the Mac OS and Windows OS as well. Okay, so this is what I will suggest. But in case you don't want to if you're a Mac user and don't want to go with the Windows, so even it will going to work on Mac, but the problem is that there will be some small changes, very small changes. Okay, like 95% of the steps or process will be same. Okay, but there could be 5% of difference. So that's why I suggest you to go with the Windows. Okay, but if in case you already have Windows, that's good to go. Now let's see how we can install Anaconda. So just simply just search for Anaconda install. Okay, just search for this Anaconda install, and then you will see and download Anaconda distribution. Click on this Anaconda download, click on skip registration, and you can see you can just download it for Mac, let's say for the window as well. Okay, so it's automatically going to populate, but you have to go with whatever version you want to. Okay, so just select that. Okay, for Mac as well, if you have Apple Silicon, just go with this version. If you have the Intel based Mac, you can just go and install this graphical installer one. Okay, and for Windows you can automatically see. So let me also show and run it on the window version as well. So I have a Chrome here as well. So let me just go with Anaconda install. Okay, and now you can see I will just go to the same link, and I will, let's say, click on, let's say, skip registration, and it will automatically show me the option to download for the window. Whatever it is, just download it. Okay, and once it download, wait for it to get downloaded. Okay, and after this is installed, just simply open it, click on it. Okay, and you can of course minimize it. Just wait. Okay, till the installer guide will going to open. Okay, so you can see it's working, the installer. Click on next button, click on I agree, just me, click on next, click on next, click on install. Okay, and it will just going to install each and everything, okay, for you. Okay, and meanwhile you can click on show details, and here you can see it will going to install, as we have mentioned, it will going to install all the libraries, Python, notebook, each and everything, and that you can just see here, like here. Okay, in very detail you can see all of them will be installed over here. Okay, meanwhile I also have one tutorial. If you just search for Coco courses, click on enter, click on cococourses.com website, go to blogs, or you can just scroll at bottom, and from here you can click on read blogs, and here you can just search for install Anaconda. Okay, search for something like this, click on search button, and you will see how to install Anaconda complete guide. And from this video you can see we have guide how to install it on the Windows as well, Mac as well. Okay, what is the difference between both of them? So in case if you want a little bit in-depth tutorial, so you can follow this video. Okay, but let's wait for it to get installed. It will take its natural time. Okay, then it will install. Click on next button, click on next, click on finish, and just minimize it and wait for the navigator and Anaconda prompt to install. Okay, so let's wait for a few seconds, and it will take little bit of time, okay, to load each and everything for you. So just have patience, and it will just going to work absolutely amazing. Okay, let's wait. Boom, you can see, you can just cross it, and same it will be for the Windows. You will see Anaconda navigator. Even if you cross it, let's say if I cross it, click on yes, quit. So at here you can just search for Anaconda, and you will see two things, Anaconda prompt and Anaconda navigator. Okay, so you can just simply click on Anaconda navigator. Okay, and by the way, what is the Anaconda prompt? Okay, Anaconda navigator, so everything is covered, like you can see what is the Anaconda navigator, Anaconda prompt, so each and everything has been covered inside this video. Okay, so I suggest, even though you're a Mac or Windows user, watch this complete video. Okay, I suggest for all of you. Okay, so you can better understand it. Okay, but I will go very straight, close it. Okay, and here you can see that from this path you can basically launch the things. Okay, wait. Okay, so from here you can see you have plenty of applications to go with, like you can see we have a Jupyter notebook here, and if you just launch it, so you can see your Jupyter notebook will going to open. Okay, just wait for it, and boom, you can see automatically your Jupyter notebook will going to open like this. Okay, and then this is how it works. Okay, so you can just go to desktop, and in desktop you don't have any applications. If you will see it over here, so you can just create, let's say, some application or folder, and inside there you can work. For example, let's say dummy, something like this. And if I go to Anaconda, over here, so you can see a new folder has been created. Okay, wait, let me just start it from scratch, desktop, and this dummy one, and inside here you guys can work. Okay, so you can simply click on the new button, click on the Python. Okay, and then you will see a Jupyter notebook will going to open like this. Okay, very simple and easy. Okay, so this is what and how you can launch Jupyter notebook. You can just change it. Okay, so this is a Jupyter notebook. Okay, and same process, if you just go to the navigator, and here you can see Jupyter lab as well. Launch it, click on launch button, and you can also launch a Jupyter lab as well over here. Okay, so you can see same thing. Okay, you can just go over here to the, let's say, folder. Okay, wait, let me see. For example, we have something desktop, I guess. Okay, it's not showing me, but let's close the Jupyter lab for now. Okay, and let me just see in the folder in the desktop. Okay, wait, I don't know why it's not showing. Let's just start it again. But in this way also you can basically launch your Jupyter lab. So Jupyter notebook and Jupyter lab, you can basically launch it from here. Okay, very simple and straightforward, like this. Okay, something like this. And from here you can see, from here basically you can access terminal and so on, but we will of course go with the Jupyter notebook over here. Okay, or Jupyter lab, but this is how it goes, and you can launch it. Okay, and whatever the file name you will going to add, it will just going to work here. So both you can work with both of them. Now let me show you what's the difference between, let's say, Jupyter notebook and lab. So in nutshell, if I just talk about what is the difference in both of them, so it's very simple. Jupyter notebook. Okay, so if I just say Jupyter notebook, and when we are saying Jupyter, let's say, lab, so Jupyter lab is more enhanced version of Jupyter notebook. That means whatever you can do in Jupyter notebook, all those things you can do in Jupyter lab as well, plus additional amazing things you can see. Even if you click on the plus button, you can just open the terminal, each and everything. So Jupyter lab is basically more advanced version of Jupyter notebook. Okay, and I highly suggest you guys to use Jupyter lab, okay, over the Jupyter notebook, but both are same. Okay, it doesn't matter too much, but as I have mentioned, Jupyter Lab is more powerful, more enhanced, and whatever you can do in Jupyter Notebook, that thing easily you can do inside Jupyter Lab as well. So there is no purpose we left to use Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so Jupyter Lab will always be the best option. Okay, for example, you can just write here, let's say Python, whatever you will going to write, hi. Okay, so that will going to get saved. Okay, wait, a equals to 70. Okay, click on shift and enter, and let's say if I print a 70. Okay, same thing you can just do it in your Jupyter Notebook. So here is your Jupyter Notebook. Let me launch it as well, and let me show you that as well. Okay, launch it. So here you can see we have Jupyter Lab here and Jupyter Notebook here as well. Just go to desktop. This was one the dummy. Okay, and let's say I want to create it, or you can just tap on it and click on select. Same thing you can just do over here as well. For example, a equals to 70, a equals to 70, click on shift and enter, a value, it will print 70. Both are same. Okay, so at the top we have Jupyter Notebook, and here we have, you can see, Jupyter Lab. So you can see here whatever I'm doing here. For example, if I just right click and if I rename it, let's say dummy. Okay, so that will going to pop over here. Okay, but in the case of Jupyter Notebook, you always have to go here and right click here, change the name. So it's basically a bit complicated. So we use Jupyter Lab generally over Jupyter Notebook, but that's totally up to you. Both works the same way. Okay, so this is all I want to teach you, how you can set up the Jupyter uh, okay Lab and Jupyter Notebook very easily using Anaconda. Okay, just go here, launch Anaconda, and from there you can just launch okay with the Anaconda. In the Mac also you will see something known as Anaconda itself, same process. In Mac also you will see Anaconda Navigator, and Windows also you will see Anaconda Navigator, and from there you can launch it. And also you have an Anaconda prompt. So for that I suggested you to watch this video to better understand in more detail about what Anaconda prompt is, difference between both of them. But in nutshell, my purpose was to teach you how to set up uh, Jupyter Lab. Okay, maybe let's say for your data science or anything, so that you can do Python. Okay, now guys, one thing which you can also do is that whenever you search for Anaconda prompt, if you open this, so this is how it looks. Okay, so now what you can do is that you can install the Anaconda Jupyter Lab, or let's say Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so just search, just go to the blogs here again and just search for data science notes. Okay, just write this, click on search button, and then you will see this data science notes. Just click on this option, and here you will see something known as this one, how to install and launch. Okay, so simply click on this, and you will going to see the option to even launch it. So just copy the first command, install Jupyter. Okay, Conda install Jupyter. Okay, just type this, click on enter button, and it will just going to install the Jupyter uh, notebook for you. Okay, so using the Anaconda prompt, it works amazing. Okay, without any issue, and it is asking, do you want to proceed? You can click on Y. Now you might be getting confused that, okay, so don't we use this Anaconda Navigator? I won't suggest you. Okay, Anaconda prompt works best, but that's totally up to you. Okay, so I'm just showing you both the method, and you can see download, each and everything is done. Now let's say you want to launch it again, so just type Jupyter Notebook here, paste it, click on enter. Okay, and you will see automatically Jupyter Notebook will going to launch in your browser like this. Awesome, right? Same thing, you can just go to desktop. Here is our file. You can again create one new file, let's say the Python one, and I will just going to rename this file, let's say new file, whatever you want, and you can work on it. Okay, very simple. Let me just leave it. Okay, and you can press Ctrl and C. Okay, Ctrl and C to close it. Wait, let me show you. You can always press Ctrl plus C to close it. So I will press Ctrl and C, okay, to close it, okay, like this. Now you can see it's done. Now question arises, if you just close it, okay, but one thing you can do is that you can also install, let's say, Jupyter Lab as well. So just type this conda install Jupyter Lab, click on enter, okay, and wait for it to get installed. Okay, amazing. Let's wait for a few seconds. Click on Y to give the permission, yes, and it's installing the Jupyter Lab as well. Okay, so let's wait. Done. Now you can just simply type the Jupyter Lab here, click on enter, and it will automatically going to launch Jupyter Lab as well, okay, like this on your browser. Okay, you can see, just amazing. So you can see when we have launched that with our Anaconda navigator, so at that time properly it was not showing, but using our prompt, okay, it worked perfectly. Okay, and by the way, whatever we have done this, okay, so each thing you can do on the Mac terminal. Okay, so after you install that, so here you just have to type all these things and then it will going to work exactly the same. Okay, press Ctrl and C to uh, close it. Okay, so it's closed. Now you can just simply close it like this. And let's say now in case if you again want to launch it, so again just go to Anaconda prompt in Windows and terminal on your Mac. Okay, so here again, now you don't have to install the Jupyter or Lab again, just simply type this. Let's say you want to install Jupyter, okay, notebook. Okay, you can just type this Jupyter notebook. Okay, and after you do this, everything in small you can see, and there's a space, so just take care about this. Exactly this you have to type Jupyter notebook. Okay, and click on enter, then again Jupyter notebook will start for you. Okay, awesome, like this. And you want to, let's say, close it, so just press command and C, so that it will just going to get close. Okay, just press command and C again, boom. So you can see that. Okay, so it's so amazing and easy. And let's say you want to again go with, let's say now you want to go with Jupyter Lab, so just type here Jupyter Lab, click on enter. Now Jupyter Lab will going to launch for you. It's so simple and easy. Okay, that's it, right? Awesome. So hope you guys have understood, and this is what I suggest to use prompt, Anaconda prompt in Windows. And this Anaconda prompt is nothing but terminal on your Mac. Okay, so whatever we have done, okay, on Windows, the thing we have put here, same you have to do that on Mac. Okay, and both works the same way. Okay, so now guys, what we will going to do is that we will going to go and understand about Jupyter, let's say notebook or Jupyter Lab. So just search for Anaconda, let's say prompt. Now whatever you want to go with, both are same. Okay, for example, let's just go with Jupyter Lab. Okay, because it is very enhanced, so I will just go and click on enter. Otherwise you can even just go with notebook as well, click on enter. I will show you in both of them. Okay, so after you have done this, wait, okay, I can just go to desktop, and this is one folder I have. I will just going to open that folder. Okay, let's select it, and this is one file. Okay, if I want, I can just rename it from here. Let's say right click, rename it, let's say 01, let's say dummy. Okay, like this. And even if you just open it again, let's say if I just go here and open this again, so you can see 01 dummy, select, and now from here you can just type the whatever you want to. Now let's say if I just going to write here a, okay, now we will of course going to learn about Python, but let's say a equals to, let's say if I put 4, click on shift and enter. Now there's a one thing which I want to tell you. If you just go to this same data science notes, okay, just go to my website cococourses.com, scroll down, just go and click on read free one and just search for data science notes here. Just go to this article, And once you go to this article, there's one thing which I want to tell you. You can just go to this one, how to use it, okay? And here you will see something known as control and enter and shift and enter. So both, basically both will, going to save it. For example, let's say if you press control plus enter, it will basically going to help you to save the data, okay? And also let's say if you press this one, you can see over here, wait, let me show you. Even if you press shift and enter, so both will just going to save the data, okay? But the only difference in that, it will basically going to stays at same cell, okay? And this will just going to move to new cell, okay? So what does this mean? So see, basically your Jupyter notebook or Jupyter lab is divided into cell. You can just click on this new one to create one new cell, okay? And from here also you can click to add new cell, and from here you can just move this cell to up. For example, if I write here Z, you can just move this cell up and down, okay? You can just duplicate it like this. You can even delete the cell. So this is how you can create the cell, okay? Very simple, nothing complicated, okay? Now the thing is that, say suppose if I write here, let's say my age equals to, okay, let's say my age is 24, okay? We will going to learn about Python, okay? But just see this. Now suppose if I press, let's say control and enter, okay? So what will going to happen? See, and also see, at the first time when we have put a equals to 4, it put here as 1, okay? This shows that this is the very first step we have done. Now if I click here age equals 24, and if I click on shift and enter, so you can see it will just going to mark it as a 2. You can see 2, and it has basically saved this particular cell, okay? But let's say if I click on, let's say shift and enter, so it will save it. Now you can see it's become 3, and it moved to the next cell. So basically the thing is that whenever you press control and enter, so it will just going to get saved, but it will stay here in this same cell. For example, let's say if I write here my height, okay, let's say okay, let's just go with the weight. Let's say my weight is, let's say 60, okay? So my weight is 60, okay? Now again, just notice, now 3, if I press here shift and sorry, this control and enter, I will going to save it, but it will stay at the same cell, okay? Just notice that if I click on control and enter, you can see I'm in the same cell, and it marked that as a 4 step, okay? But I'm still in the same cell. But let's say if I do one thing, suppose if I create here, let's say new underscore weight equals to, let's say 60. Now let's say if I click on shift and enter now, okay, so it will again going to save it, but it will, after saving it, it will just going to move to the new cell. That's the only difference. Click on shift and enter, and you can see after 4 we have performed the fifth step, and it moved to the next cell after saving it. So that's the only difference between, let's say, control and enter and shift and enter, okay? That's it, right? So nothing complicated over here, okay? And this is what I wanted to teach you guys over here, okay? And of course these are the cells, and there is nothing too much, okay? You can just save it from here. You can create new cell, duplicate it. There's not too much to do, but you can also run this cell, okay? So you can see, you can just run this cell all. And also what you can do is that you can, from here you can select the row and all these things, okay? And sometimes you can even click on run, and you can just run all cells, so automatically all the cells will going to run from starting to end. And another thing is that you can also use kernel. So sometimes there could be some problem, okay? So maybe our Python script may get stuck, okay? So you can just click on restart kernel and run all cell. Click on restart, and everything will going to get fixed, okay? You can see automatically all the things will fixed, and number will properly going to allocate, like a equals to 1, then second step we have done this, third step we have done this, fourth step we have done this, okay? So it avoid complications as well. But this is how it works. We basically have to deal with the save and all the basic cell, and this is how the basic interface will going to look. And once you go to the new tab, so here you can see this is how it will going to work. Okay, that's it, right? So this is what I wanted to teach you, and same you can do that in the Jupyter lab. So suppose if you just go here, and if you just press Control and C to uh, pause it, and then let's access to, let's say, Jupyter lab, click on enter, and it will take us to the Jupyter lab. Okay, same thing, same concept, same each and everything. Now you can see it is basically the enhanced version. Okay, but both are the Jupyter notebook only. Okay, so as I have mentioned, both are Jupyter notebook, but Jupyter lab is basically the advanced version for Jupyter notebook. Okay, so if you, let's say, click on this file, so one new file is created over here, you can see. And if you want, you can just move this file inside here, and if you go to inside this one, so here you can see we have all this file here. Okay, let's say if I create one new file, let's open this, so you can see everything is manageable. I can just delete anything, save it from here, and let's say if I just right click here, so it becomes very easy to use Jupyter lab, okay, for a Jupyter notebook. Okay, and let's say if I name it, let's say 01, let's say basics. Okay, and here I can just do the same thing. Okay, like copy, duplicate each and everything, okay, from the kernel, like we have done in the Jupyter notebook. But in Jupyter lab also you can just do all the same things. Okay, just understand that you are working inside the Jupyter notebook only, but Jupyter lab is kind of a advanced thing. Okay, from here you can just access the folder and so on, extensions. Let's not go there for now, but this is what you can do. A equals, let's say, uh, 5. Okay, click on shift and enter, you can see again it will just going to mark it as a 1 and move to the next line. So simple and straightforward. Okay, so this is what I mean to say. And another thing is that always press Control and C to end this, and automatically it will going to end, and you can close them up, leave it. Okay, so that's how you guys can just work with the basics, okay, about how basically it works. Okay, and one more thing, guys, this is the notes we have given. Okay, by the way, if you just click something here known as Python refresher, let's say on this, you will see this link, learn Python programming, and here you can just learn more about Python programming for data science. Okay, so just make note of it. You will learn each and everything from scratch, from video to each and everything. Okay, so make sure you learn about the variables, and all the other things are listed here, so you can even enjoy this particular notes as well. Okay, or even you can just search here for, let's say, if you just go to blogs, just search here directly Python programming. Okay, click on enter, and it will take you here, Python programming for data science, and you can access this article over here. Okay, so we can use this article. Okay, guys, you can first go to my website kukucourses.com. okay, just search for it, and after this just go here to the blogs. Okay, you can just do one thing, just search for Kuku courses and just go to this first link here. Okay, then all good to go. Then here just type learn, or you can just search for Jupyter, search for it. Okay, Jupyter something, JUP something like this. You will see this one, learn Jupyter, learn Python in Jupyter notebook. Okay, open this, and this is just the beginner guide. So the very first concept we will going to teach you will be about the data types. Okay, so there are various data types. Okay, in Python. Okay, like we have text. Okay, in Python text is known as string. Okay, and we denote it as a short in string. Okay, and it is presented with like this. That means whatever text you want to put, it should be inside these codes. Okay, so this is the first data type we have. After this we have is the numbers. Okay, so numbers are basically known as, okay, integers. Okay, and it is denoted with int, and there's no nothing to put for the numbers. You can simply put like this 50. Okay, and for example the very third we have is the, let's say, decimals. Okay, so decimals are known as floats in Python. Okay, and it is generally uh, denoted by float only. Okay, no such difference, and you can just put it like this, 3.5, something like this. And the last type of a data we have is known as boolean. Actually there are more datas, but generally we have this data. So these datas are related to options like true or false, okay, yes or no, okay, something like this. So these are the four data types in the Python. Okay, make sure you remember them. Okay, now guys we will going to understand the concept of variables. Okay, so what is variable? So what you can do first is that, let's say, you can just create one new folder. For example, let's say Python basics, something like this, you can name it. And now what you can do is that you can just open your Anaconda prompt, or if you're in Mac you can just open the terminal. Okay, and just go to the location of it. Okay, for example this folder is in my desktop. I will just go here and I will just going to copy the folder one. Okay, and I will just going to type cd in the codes. I will just going to go inside this folder. You can see now I'm inside this folder, and just type here Jupyter, let's say, notebook. Okay, or Jupyter lab, whatever you want to. Both are basically the same. Okay, and it will just going to launch Jupyter notebook for you. Awesome. Okay, great. Okay, so you can see how amazing it is. I will just going to create a new file. Okay, and I will just going to name it, let's say, I can just name it, right click, or you can just rename it from here. For example, let's say 01. Okay, wait, 01 basics, something like this. Okay, and if you double tap on it again, so it will just going to open this thing. Okay, you can close it. Now whenever we are talking about variables, so what is variable? So see, if we just talk here, let's say we have one box, and inside this box we can put toys, right? So inside box we can put toys. Very simple. We have one empty box, and inside that we can put toys, no problem. So this so similarly in Python we create lots of box, and this box is known as variables. Okay, variables. And these toys are nothing but data, different types of data. Okay, we have told you that there are different types of data, like text, which we said you that is known as string, numbers, integers, decimal, float. So these are the different types of data we put inside the variables. Okay, so variable is nothing, just an empty box, and inside this empty box you can put lots of data. Okay, or a toy inside the variable. That's it. Okay, now you can create as many as variable. For example, you can say like a. Okay, let's say if I just put here my name, let's say my name. Okay, so I created the variable name. Okay, empty box, and inside this, let's say I want to put my data. Okay, so data will be in the form of a text. Okay, I want to put my name, let's say Kunal. Okay, my name is Kunal, so I will just going to put it like this. And as I have said you, text will always be inside the quotes in the Python. Okay, like you can see here. Okay, all the text will be inside the quotes. Okay, and let's say if I click on enter, so my age is, let's say, 50, right? So these are the variables. Variables are basically a type of a box, and inside this box you can put whatever data you want to put. Okay, and you can name the variable. Like I have created one variable, I name it as a name. I created another variable and I name it as a age, and so on. Okay, you can click on shift and enter to save it. Okay, so this is the variables. Now guys, we will going to cover about operators. Now what is operator? Operator is nothing plus, minus, multiplication, divide. Okay, and if you put like this, so it means power. That means let's just first focus on, okay, so suppose I have this value. I will click on a equals to, let's say if I created one variable named a, and let's say I put here the value, let's say 6, okay, and I click on enter. I create another variable with the name b, and inside this I will put 4 as a value. I will click on shift and enter to save it. Awesome. Now I can just do lots of operation inside it. For example, I can just write here like this, print. Okay, print means it will just going to print the results for you. For example, in Python we generally use print. Let's say a, and I want to add them like a plus b. If I click on shift and enter, so it will just going to give me the output a plus b equals to okay, print a plus b. So here a means 6, b means 4, so 6 plus 4 10. And let's say similarly you can just use multiply. Click on shift and enter, 24. Okay, that means 6 4s are 24. Okay, and similarly you can use minus. Click on shift and enter, it will be 2, and so on. And also you can put the power. Suppose if you double put the this one, okay, like this. Click on shift and enter, so it will just going to, you know, put the 6 to the power 4. Okay, so for example, a value is 10, b value is 3, so 10 to the power 3. Okay, so 10 3 times. Okay, so it will be 1000. Okay, that means 10 multiply 3 times, 10 into 10 into 10 will be 1000. Similarly here we have a 6 to the power 4, so just multiply 6 4 times. Okay, so it will be 1296. So this is what it is known as operators in Python. Now let's just go with another topic of user input. So here you can see we have completed variables, operators. Now let's talk about user input. Okay, so we have this wonderful example. Let's try that out, but let's just teach you how you can create another file. So suppose I just come here again, I create a new file here. Okay, and let's say one new file will be created, and I will right click. I will just going to rename it. Okay, to maybe let's say 0 2. Okay, basics. Okay, something like this, and let's just do that. Okay, I will refresh it. Okay, let's close it. You can just open it from here, select it. Now guys, what does the user input mean? So suppose here let me just show you guys. Okay, suppose if I write here I want to ask, let's say, age of someone. Okay, I will create one variable, but and I will click on equals to, and whenever you want to ask something, for example, if I just write here input, let's say here if I write here your age. Okay, now you will see it will show us error. If I click on shift and enter, you can see it will just going to show us the error. Why? Because we have not put here the proper syntax. Okay, so as I have mentioned, text in Python will always be in the quotes, so I will put it like this. Now click on shift and enter, so you can see a box will appear and it will ask your age. Okay, and here I just have to put my age. For example, my age is 24. If I click on enter, so you can see your age is 24. Okay, so whenever you want to ask something from the user, so in that case you use the input function. Just put input and write whatever you want to ask. So suppose I put here your age, so your age has come and it was asking us a number, so I put it. So once you can see age is one new variable we have created, and once we click on enter, so this number will be allotted inside this variable. Now suppose if I put here print age. Okay, click on enter, so you can see it will print 24. Let's go with another example. For example, let's say I want to ask user about, let's say, their height. Okay, I will create one variable. Okay, and let's say I will click on equals to, and let's say if I put here input. Okay, now put the brackets, and inside the brackets you have to put in the quotes, okay, what you want to ask. For example, I want to tell type, or let's say enter your height, like this, question mark. Okay, and once I click on shift and enter, so you can see enter your height, question mark. Okay, it is asking us the height. So for example 170, let's say centimeter, click on enter and boom. Okay, and if I write here, let's say height, click on shift and enter, so you can see 150, or you can even write it in the print height. Okay, same thing, it will just going to put 170 centimeter. Okay, so this is what input means. Okay, and this is what we have shared with you in the example. Okay, and along with this you can also do something like this. For example, let's say if I ask let's say your name. So for example, I create one new variable, your name. Okay, underscore name. So I created one variable, and inside this I want to ask user about the user about their name. Okay, so I will just going to write same in the codes. Here you will going to write what's your name. Okay, question mark, and that's it. Click on shift and enter, so it will ask my name. For example, I will write Kunal. So now what's your name? My name is Kunal. And you can also print it. For example, the first print is print, okay, whatever the variable is, just print it like this. Oops, I need to print it inside here in the box like this. Click on shift and enter, so you can see Kunal. And also you can do one thing is that you can just write here like this, hello. Okay, you can just write it whatever you want. Okay, like this. But as if you see here, if I click on shift and enter, it will show problem. Okay, like this. Why? Because as I have always mentioned, the text which you want to add should be in the quotes. Now if I just click on shift and enter, so you can see it will show hello Kunal. So basically your name is automatically got from the input, so it will just going to substitute it here with Kunal. Okay, and this hello we have written over here, hello Kunal. So even let's say if you just ask it here, okay, for example, let's say uh, okay, let's just go with another example, but this is how you know it works. And you can just write here like this, your name is, like this. Click on shift and enter, so you can see your name is Kunal, like this. Okay, now let's just focus on another concept which is known as f string. Now what is this? Let me show you. I created one new file, okay, over here. Now let's just focus on f string. So suppose I want to write here print. Okay, so you all know whatever text it is, I will print it inside here. Okay, so I can just write like this, my name is, let's say, Kunal, and my age is, let's say, 24. And if I click on shift and enter, it will going to print it this. But suppose I want to make it dynamic. That means I want that whatever here, for example, let's say like this. Okay, I want that in the place of name, okay, I create some dynamic value. For example, let's say like this, let's say like this, name. Okay, and in the place of age, I will just going to write here age. So now what I want is that I will going to put here like this. Okay, sorry. So now what I want is that whenever someone will going to type their name, so it will automatically going to replace. For example, if someone will going to write John, okay, so it will automatically going to say my name is John. Okay, and so on. So how you can do that? So first I will going to create a variable. Okay, and I will just going to allot one data inside it. Let's say my name is, let's say, Kunal, and let's say my age is, let's say, 24. Awesome. Now if I click on shift and enter, okay, make sure that the name should be in the quotes. Okay, remember that. Click on shift and enter. Now you can see it's solved. Now suppose I want like this, print. Okay, and now I want to do the same thing. For example, here like this. Okay, I want the same thing like this. We have my name is, okay, I will just copy it, paste it here like this. My name is Kunal and my age is 24, but I want to make it dynamic. Okay, so what I will going to do, I will just copy this variable and I will just going to paste it here I will copy this age variable and I will just going to paste this variable here. Let's say my age is this one. Okay, now make sure that whenever you want to make any value dynamic, just put here the curly brackets like this. Okay, simple and easy. Okay, now let's see if it will going to work, but still it will not going to work. Click on shift and enter. You can see we're just going to print it like this. So how we can make it work? So you just have to use the f string. F string means just add f here. For example, I will going to add f here like this. Now click on shift and enter. So you can see it's solved. My name is Kunal, my age is 24. Now let's say suppose if I just print here, let's say my name is, let's say, John, and let's say John is age is, let's say, 35. Click on control and enter to save it in this cell, and if I print it, click on control and enter to save it. Now you can see automatically my name is John and my age is 35. So this is what f string is all about. So f string will going to make the things dynamic for you. Okay, so this is what it is. It is sort of f string is a clean way to include variables inside the sentence. Okay, and you can make it dynamic like this. Okay, now guys, we will going to cover a new concept of conditions. Okay, that is the if else in Python. If you tap on it, here you can see the examples. Okay, so you can add some conditions. Okay, for example, let's say you can say like this. Okay, for example, let's say if let's say value. Okay, for example, value I can say, let's say 50. Okay, or let's put it, let's say age. So I define a new variable age equals to 50. Click on shift and enter. Okay, now I want to add condition. For example, if I said that let's say if age, okay, let's say is greater than, let's say 18. Okay, I want to write this if age is greater than 18 colon. So you need to add this sort of a colon. So I want that print. Okay, as I have mentioned, it will be inside it. If you're writing some text, it will be in quotes. So you are an adult. Okay, and that's it. Click on shift and enter. So you can see it will going to put the value here. Okay, so it will always going to put that, because we have not said that if age is greater than 18, so it will be an adult. And let's say the value is 50, so of course 50 is greater than 18. Okay, so this is the reason it is saying you are an adult. Now suppose if I write here 12, write 12, click on shift and enter, and let's say here also click on shift and enter. So it will be empty. Why? Because we have not mentioned that what we have to do if the age is less than 18, because we have mentioned that if age is greater than 18, so we have to do this. Okay, you have to print you are an adult. But in case if age is smaller than 18, so in that case what we have to do? So in that case we will going to use a concept known as else. Okay, so we will going to write if age is greater than 80, then you have to print this. Okay, this is the first thing. Else colon print. Okay, again as I have mentioned, it will be inside the brackets under the quotes, you are not adult. You are not an adult, like this. Okay, let's click on and try. Click on shift and enter. So you can see now it's saying you are not an adult. Why? Because age value is 12, which is less than 18. Okay, so it will go to the else condition, because if age will be greater than 18, okay, so Python will going to execute this. But otherwise we have said if this will be not true, so you have to print this. Okay, like this. Okay, now let's say if I put here, let's say 70, click on shift and enter, and here also click on shift and enter. It will say you are an adult. Why? Because 70 is greater than 18. Okay, so Python will come here and see the first condition. age is greater than 18, so of course 70 is greater than 18, so it will automatically going to print this one. If this will be not true, then only Python will go here, okay, and it will print this. Okay, very simple, and this is what the condition is all about. And we have, one more thing. Okay, suppose if you just see here, we have one more else if. Okay, um, so you can even do that. For example, let's say if we say here, okay, let's say if I just put here else if. Okay, there's one more concept, else if. Okay, and in else if I can just mention like some other condition. Okay, so I can even put multiple condition. If I say if age is, let's say, greater than, okay, if age is a greater than, let's say, 90. Okay, so in that case, what I want is that I want to print that you are about to die. Okay, okay, so this is what it is. Okay, now if I click on enter, and let's say, now let's else print, okay, let's say you are not an adult. Okay, like this. Click on shift and enter. Now what I have added one more condition. What I said, that if your age will be greater than 90, so you are about to die. Else, if both the conditions will not satisfy, so you have to print this. Okay, so see, understand it very carefully. First, Python will see this condition. If age will be greater than 18, so Python will immediately print you are an adult. Okay, if and then second condition is this one, else if age is greater than 90, so it will print this. And let's say if it otherwise, if both the conditions will not going to satisfy, okay, so in that case it will lie to this particular condition and it will print this. Let's write, for example, let's say if I write 101, shift and enter, click on shift and enter, so it will say you are an adult. Okay, because it has even said this. Okay, so this is what you can do, but I suggest let's just not make it complicated for you. But in nutshell, hope you guys have understood the concepts. Okay, very basic one. For example, if I type age, you are not an adult, and so on. Okay, so let's understand the concept of list in Python. Tap on this and let's focus on the list. Now what are lists? Lists are basically a type of a list where you can add multiple lists. Okay, so for example, let's say if I just type here let's say my friends, so I will just going to create one new variable. Okay, and let's say here you can see that, let's say if I just write here let's say my friend, my underscore friend. Okay, one we have created one variable, let's say my friend and my friends. Now let's say if I just try to write this, for example, let's say if I just try to write that my friend name is John, like this, save it. Okay, and of course here something we have to put. Let's just close it for now, shift and enter, and let's say if I just put something here, let's say my friend is John, let's say Maya, click on shift and enter, so you can see it will just going to be like this, print, let's say my underscore friend, which we have over here. Okay, click on shift and enter, so you can see something weird will going to happen, right? So, okay, so this is the problem. So in such case, when we want to add multiple values, we use list. Now let me show you. I will click on this my friends. I will create one new variable with my friends, and here what I will going to do, I will use these big brackets, and inside this I will just going to put the value. For example, my friend name is John, comma, I have another friend. I will put that in the quotes, let's say Maya now, again, let's say comma. I also have one friend, let's say Imran. Okay, click on shift and enter. Now here, if I put this one, okay, see, if I just write here print and close the bracket as well, and I will just going to copy this variable, just save it like this, click on shift and enter. Now you can see my friends is John, Maya and Imran. So this is what list is. List help you to put multiple values inside that particular variable. Okay, now you can even put some numbers as well, comma. Now as we have mentioned numbers, you can directly put like this. Now let's say if I print it again, first save it. Okay, click on control and enter to save it. Let's print it again, control and enter, and you can see 80 will also populate here. Okay, so you can also add numbers, different data types, decimal, any data type inside the list, but this is how list works. Okay, and also you can add some functions as well. Okay, for example, let's say now you all know that I have this particular list. Let me just delete this one. Okay, I will delete this. Okay, just for explanation I have given you. So if I just save it, click on shift and enter. Okay, now let's say I want to teach you about the index. Now let's say I want to know that who is in the second element in my list. Okay, so guys, whenever we talk about Python, so like let's say you can count here how many friends I have. You will say first one is John, second one is Maya, third one is Imran, and fourth one is this person. Okay, this number. But in Python, when we are talking about this, okay, this particular list, so in Python you will say wait, you will give John as first friend, Maya second friend, Imran is third friend, and let's say fourth one we have, let's say 80 as a friend. Okay, but guys, in Python what happen is that Python doesn't start from one number. It will always going to start from zero number, zero here. Okay, 1, 2, and let's say 3. Okay, like this. So when you say that my first friend is John, my second friend is Maya, third friend is Imran, fourth friend is 80, let's say. Okay, so Python will say like my zero friend is John, my first friend is Maya, my third friend is Imran, and fourth sorry, zero friend is John, first friend is Maya, second friend is Imran, and third friend is 80. Okay, like this, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Even if you see here, suppose I want to know that, let's say, who is my, let's say, first friend here. Okay, so suppose I will just going to type this, and you can use these brackets again, and let's say I want to know that, let's say, who is my second friend. Click on shift and enter, so it will say Imran. Why Imran? Because as I have mentioned, the second one will be allotted for Imran, 0, 1 for John, Maya 1 number, and Imran is in second number, right? So that's how Python works. I know it's complicated, okay, but this is how it works. And let's just say if you want to know who is your first friend, so just type here 0, click on shift and enter, you will see John. Now there could be some error. For example, we have total of 3 friends here as per the Python. Okay, John, Maya, Imran, and 80. So total we have 3 friends, but so total we have 4 friends starting from 0, 1, 2, 3. Now let's say if I will going to say that who is in the 4th friend list, so it will show index out of range. Why? Because see, you only have till 3, right? There is no 4 in your list, so that's why it's saying out of range. Now let's say if I just put here, let's say 3, it will say that 80 is my third friend as per the Python. Okay, and also you can add some new elements in the list. For example, if I just type this is the variable, right? I will copy this, paste it here. Now there is one function we have. Basically we have a lot of functions, like append is one of them. So it helps us to add item to the elements. Okay, so suppose you can just type dot, click on tab button on your keyboard, and you will see lot of functions. You can use append, clear, copy, and so on. Count. Let's try append, and let's say I want to add, let's say this particular element. I want to add, let's say, sorry, I want to add, let's say, Neha in my friend list. Click on shift and enter. So now if you see here, if I print, sorry, print my friends again, now you will see Neha will also be added. Now this is the new list where we have also added the Neha as well. So if you see here till this one, so now Neha will be considered our 4th friend. Okay, now if you see here, if you just copy this same command, let's say if I paste it here, and let's say if I put now 4, so it will be Neha as my friend. So this is what you can do. So you can even add various functions in the list as well. Let's not go very in depth, but this is how list concept work. Now guys, let's cover the loops. Okay, so it's a very interesting concept we have. Now loops are of two types. Okay, we have a for loop and we also have a while loop. Now basically what is the loops? Loops means guys repetition. Loops means equals to repeat. So whenever we want to repeat something again and again and again, so that task makes get easy with the help of loop. Now for example, let me show you how complicated it is. For example, let's say here we have some numbers. Okay, so I will just going to put 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Now let's say I want to print it one by one. Okay, so now what I need to do is that, suppose even if I go here, click on shift and enter, and if I just go here, close it, I will just going to copy this variable, paste it over here inside this one. So it will be like this. And also you can do one thing is that if you want to put it as in the column wise, so you will just going to write like this, print 1, okay, print, okay, like this, and just put here 2, put here 3, put here 4, put here 5, like this. Once you click on shift and enter, so you can see it is so time taking. But so this type of a repeating tasks get very much easy when we use the loops. Okay, so we have two types of loops. First we have is the for loop, and another one we have is the while loop. Now understand what is the for loop. So for loop will basically going to as I have mentioned, one is the for loop, okay, and another one is the while loop. Okay, now for loop will basically going to use it with list. So you all have learned what is list and range. Okay, so in such case we use loop, and while loop are basically used on the basis of conditions. So we have taught you both of the things, you remember. We have taught you about the conditions, how we can apply the conditions. Okay, so conditions, whenever there is some conditions, so we use while loop. Okay, and let's say whenever there's something, we have the data that are, let's say, related to list, okay, like this, so in that case we use for loop. So we have explained both of them. Okay, very simple, nothing complicated. Okay, okay, so let's just go with the examples. Okay, for example, let's say I can just write like this. Okay, let's say uh, for, okay, so we have created one variable numbers, okay, with this one. So I can just write like this, for, and whenever you are using for loop, okay, so you need to create some variable in it. Okay, so here you just have to write the variables. Okay, for dash in list. Okay, so for example, this is our list. I will just going to copy it, and I will just going to paste it like this for dash. Now here whatever variable you want to create, you can. So basically it's a rule that in for loop you need to create one variable. For example, let's say you can put it like, let's say I, even you can put Kunal, your name, whatever you want. For example, I put, let's say I, for I in number, okay, for I in number, okay, and then you can just write like this, sorry, uh, colon, okay, enter, and then you can just write print, and you can just print that particular, variable. For example, like this, whatever it is, I, okay, like this. Click on shift and enter. You can see it will automatically going to print it 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and this is what we have. And now you can make it more interesting. For example, let's say you can just add like this. Okay, let's say you want to like this, number equals to I. Okay, and as I have mentioned that you can put whatever number you want to in the quotes. Okay, now if you again click on print and enter, okay, okay, so let's just say like digit. Okay, click on shift and enter. Okay, I don't know why the problem is for I in number, print digits. Okay, print digits. Okay, let's put here comma for digits like this. Shift and enter. I don't know where the problem is happening. uh, mm, 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 mm. Everything is exactly the same. Okay, for digit. Okay, because this is what I want to print. Okay, I over here, okay, let's just make it simple for now. Like this you can print. Okay, so it will just going to print it like this. Okay, sorry, here like this. Okay, this is the for loop. And whenever we are talking about, let's say, while loop, okay, so while loop will always be in sort of a condition. Okay, let's say for example, I want that, let's say, value, let's create one value. Okay, and let's put the value equals to 5. And let's say I want to use while loop. So for example, I can type like this. Okay, uh, and while loop will start from while. Okay, so remember that while, whatever condition you want to add, so you can do that. For example, let's say if, okay, while, um, let's say here also you will just have to put the condition like while value, if while value is greater than, let's say, or let's say, uh, uh, greater than, let's say, uh, 10. Okay, so colon, click on enter, then you have to print. Okay, uh, greater. Okay, like this. Now just understand, right now, uh, whatever value, for example, if value is 5. Okay, 5 is greater than 10. So we are saying that if 5 is greater than 10, then only you have to print greater, otherwise else. Okay, you can even go and use some other stuff as well, but let's make it like this for example. Okay, so if I just do this, click on shift and enter, so nothing will going to happen. Why? Because it is what it is. And you can even put, let's say, uh, else. Okay, print smaller, sorry. Okay, so you can see it will going to print smaller. Why? Because 5 value is uh, less than 10. Now let's see if I increase it 12. Okay, so what will going to happen? It will print, see, value. First save it, control and enter to save it. Now value is 12. Okay, so just write here 12. Okay, just I'm dummy writing 12. Okay, so you can see 12 is greater than 10, so it will going to print greater. But the problem is that it will not going to stop. Okay, for example, here if I remove this, So it will not going to stop, because 12 is always greater than 10, so it will continue to work. Okay, let me even show you that. For example, if I click on shift and enter, so you can see it will start to print greater, greater and greater and greater. You can see it's continuously printing it greater, greater and greater. Okay, so this is the problem we have. Okay, even you cross it. Okay, so this is how basically it works. So it will just continue to print that greater, 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 greater. Okay, why? Because here you will going to notice it will be 5 will always be greater than 10, and it will continue to print greater, greater, greater. Okay, so in that case what we can say is that after you print greater, you just have to add in value, you have to add uh, value plus 1. Okay, that means whatever value will be, okay, you have to add 1. Now see what will going to happen. If I click on control and shift and enter, okay, so it will just going to put wait, uh, let me show you. Wait, or even you can just add this thing. Okay, wait, still it's printing it. I just want to teach one concept, okay, which it will always going to print for you. Okay, wait, it's printing. Let's stop. Okay, so this is how it will going to print it again and again. So in that case, what we can do is that we can just add this type of a thing. Okay, for example like this, and here you just have to put the value. Now these nodes are we have even created it, so it simply means that you have to add one above it. Okay, so if you click on, let's say, control and enter, okay, click on shift and enter, so you will going to notice it will just going to print, start to print for you. Okay, so this is how basically it will work. Okay, wait, I don't know why it's not working. I need to first save it. It should work, I guess. I don't know why it's not working, but it will just going to print here 1 2 3 4 5 only. Okay, until unless it becomes uh, greater than 10. Okay, so this is while loop. Just understand that for loop will help you in case with the list and range, and while loop will going to help you with the condition. And by the way, here you can see something like this. For example, here, so in this case what we were typing is that we directly have the variable here. Okay, but you can also like write like this. Instead of 1 2 3 4, you can just write here range. So range is sort of a inbuilt Python one, and here you can just write that I want to write the value from 5 to 1, and it will just going to do the same thing. And sometimes this thing doesn't work. Okay, so just restart kernel. So this is what happens sometimes, there is some sort of a problem. Okay, but you can see this is how it will going to work. Okay, so range from if you remember 5, so we are saying that range from 5, range 5 means, for example, if I put here range 5, so you will think 1 2 3 4 5, but it's not like that. As I have said you guys that Python will start from 0. Okay, so for Python the 5 range is from 0 1 2 3 4. So the reason you can see here 0 1 2 3 4 is printed. And suppose if I just put here 6, so it will just going to print it from 1 to 5. And let's say you want some sort of a restriction, so you can just say like here you can just add 1 comma 6. Okay, what does this mean is that I want to start from 1. If you click on shift and enter, so you can see it will start from 1. Okay, like this. So this is the range and loop. Okay, now guys, we will going to talk about concept of functions. Now what is the functions? Okay, so here functions means you just create or define a function, and you can reuse it again and again by calling it. Okay, now see, if I want to, let's say, write this. Okay, for example, let's say I want this a equals to, let's say I want to write this: hi, my name is Kunal. Okay, okay, click on shift and enter. Now the thing is that one variable is created. Now I can just click on print, and I can just call this function again and it will print it. But sometimes what happens is that we try to save something in function. Okay, like what I do is that, let's say I can define a function. Okay, I can just define, like here you can see in this example. Okay, great name. So whenever someone will going to use this particular thing, it will just going to print it this. For example, if I, let's say, put here define this a. Okay, now I want that whenever someone use this, so I want to print in the here, let's say my name is Kunal, like this. Okay, and let's say whenever someone will going to type now this, it will print it here. So whenever you can just save this function, okay, maybe on your notepad, anywhere. And if you think that there is something which you want to print it again and again, so in this way you can create functions, different functions, and you can call them. Now let's say I want to call who are my friends. Okay, so for example, let's say I will create another function. Okay, let's say I will just going to name it my let's say underscore notes one. Okay, colon, I will just going to sorry, put the brackets, colon, and I will say print. You can just add your notes, like my notes is blah 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 blah, whatever it is. So now you can also save this particular function maybe on your notepad, and you can just call it again and again. Okay, it will just going to print this. So this is what the uh, you know uh, functions are. You can just call it again and again. Just create a function and you can reuse it again and again. Okay, so that is what functions are in Python. Okay, which is a very great thing. And another thing is that what you can do is that you can even do something. For example, let's say uh, here in the function, if you want to make it dynamic. Okay, this is something advanced, but I don't know if you understand. For example, if I write here name, okay, and in the place of Kunal, I will just going to write here name. Put the curly brackets. Remember the f string concept we have taught you. Okay, f string concept. This one, same concept will apply. Now if I just put f, okay, f will always be here. Okay, and if I print it, okay, so let's say if I put here, so it will just going to say okay, missing one. Okay, basically something like this. Wait, let me show you. F string, if you just go to I just do not want to cover this topic, okay, for you. You may get confused little bit, but you guys can even call that. Okay, so why it's not working is that just write your name inside it. Okay, then it should work. I don't know why. Okay, because here the name, just put the name. Let's say I want to add Kunal, so it should work. I don't know why, but name Kunal is not defined. uh, okay, so we have defined that as well, but I don't know why it's not showing me. uh, okay, just put that, let's say, in the quotes. Okay, now you can see it will work. Okay, so now let's say you can just copy this. Now let's say you want to print it again, and let's say this time you want to add, maybe let's say Maya. So now you can see, hi, my name is Maya. So here it will automatically become dynamic with using f string. I do not want to go very in depth, but this is how the function works. Just create the function and you can call it again and again. Okay, create another project. By the way, one thing which I want to tell you, you might get confused that here okay, so the thing is that we have earlier it was showing error because we have not put the codes, right? And let's say one thing I want to tell you, let's say if it's a number, let's say 90, so if you click on shift and enter, so you can see my name, hi, my name is 90 will come. So this is what it do, but let's leave it. Okay, for now let's create a new one. Okay, straightforward, simple. Let's create one calculator. Now if you just go here to final project, in the mini calculator we will try to create the calculator. Okay, wait, I don't know why it's not showing. Okay, this one. Okay, refresh it, and we will going to create a simple Python calculator. Okay, now first thing is you have understood this part, I guess. Ask for user input. And by the way, one thing which I want to tell you is that whenever you can just click on new cell, and whenever we use hash, so it basically help you to comment. So here we just simply use it for, you know, writing some explanation like ask for user input. So we have taught you about this, okay, about input. Just ignore this float one for now. Okay, just ignore that. But till this part, input, enter your name, you have understood this. Okay, a value, it is asking for a value, it is asking for the b value, and operation is another variable created, and it is asking input, enter operation, whether you want to add, subtract, and so on. So let's say if you run it, so you can see enter your first number. Okay, so let's say if I just say that my first number is 2, click on enter, it will ask for second number. My second number is 2. What do you want? I want to, let's say, multiply like this. So this is how it works. Okay, by the way, this function is not created for now. Okay, this is what it is now. Wait, okay, so this path you have understood. Okay, let me just go it from the scratch. So this path you have understood it. Wait, man, I don't know why it's not showing. Wait. Okay, so first it will ask for user input. Okay, then after you do this, now what will going to happen, it will just going to add. Now we will just going to define the function. Okay, click on enter. Now the very first function, you can see we are saying that define the calculator a b operation. Now what does this mean? So I'm saying that you remember the functions, okay, where we taught you that you will just going to write like this, define, and you just have to do and write this calculation, okay, or whatever you know, function you want to define. So I've defined this calculation a b operation, okay, like this. And then I will say like this, if, let's say, if a operation, okay, first put colon. So I will just going to write if operation, okay, is equals to add. That means I am saying that if someone will going to enter, okay, or if they will, let's say, going to write that they want to do, let's say, add, okay, so I want that it should return a plus b. Okay, and similarly I have done this else. If not this, so you have to do this. Else if operation, if operation is, let's say, subtract. Okay, if operation, else if operation equals to subtract, so when then we want to return a minus b. Okay, and so on. So this is what I have done this. Okay, so till this part you have understood very perfectly. Same thing, if operation is equals to multiply, then we have to return a into b. If operation is divide, then what we will going to do is that we will just going to divide it, return a by b. Okay, then we have said that else return cannot be divided by 0. That means here you can see that if b is not equals to 0, then if nothing can be divided by 0, right? So that's why we have add this simple one. But we have said if all these things will not be considered, then you have to return invalid operation. Okay, so till this part I hope you guys have understood. Wait, let me just copy it and paste it over here. Okay, so let's say even if you let's say ignore this part, okay, let me make easy for you. Okay, like this. Okay, so I suppose till this part is easy for you. okay, like we want that read when it add a plus b subtract a minus b should be written, multiply should return this one, and in divide it should return this one. And if all these things will not be considered, then it should provide, let's say, invalid operation, right? So this is what it is, okay. And then we are saying like this. So after doing this, we have said this, okay, that run the function and show result using f. So we have said that the result, whatever the result we have, okay, so we just have to print the answer, the result of the operation, okay. So whatever the operation will be, subtract, multiply, okay, whatever the a value, whatever b value, and the result what we will going to get, okay. So suppose if I just save it with let's say, even if I uh, let's say put it here and press cell not, okay. So the thing is that it has not yet put, okay. Wait, let me just put it over here, okay. Okay, so the very first thing is that you have to execute this particular box, okay. So wait, let me just remove it, okay. Input your inbox deadlock, okay. So let's just start it again, or let's just close it, okay. Let's just create another one and just right click, copy and paste here, okay, like this, okay. Now click on shift and enter. It will ask, let's say I want 1 2, okay. Then what I want to do, multiply, divide. So let's say I want to, let's say, add. I will put add, click on enter. So you can see this is how it will work, okay. So what it will going to do as a print is that it will just going to print the result of, you can see the result of, okay, and whatever operation we have done. So we have done add, okay. And why showing adding? Because here you can see in the operation we have add, okay, and ing we have put it here, okay. So automatically it has said it ing, okay. Then whatever value we have put in the a, so a value is 1, b value is 2, and is 3, okay. So after adding it we have got the 3. So this is the thing, okay, about it. But in nutshell, this is how it works, okay. So this is how we can do that, okay. But I hope that you have understood all the basics, okay, which we require for Python, okay, in your Jupyter notebook, okay. And same you can use it in the Jupyter lab as well. Now guys, as a summary which I want to tell you is that by the way, this is just a beginner's guide, okay. So of course there are more advanced stuff, okay, related to Python and all, right? Now let's say if you go to our courses, okay, over here, so we have a lot of course, okay, on our website. Now let's say you just go ahead and let's say if we just search for let's say Jupyter, just search for it and you will see this particular guide, Jupyter notebook, okay, for Python programming with ChatGPT. You can just simply open this. You can see this is a complete 5 hours lecture, and in this lecture we have covered each and everything in very detail, okay. You can see each and everything, and here we have used the more advanced one, that is the Jupyter lab, okay. Generally we have spent 90% of the time with the Jupyter lab. So I guess you have understood how to use Jupyter notebook, but I suggest you to use Jupyter lab as well, because that is the future, and this course has been covered each and everything about it, and each and everything has been covered in very detail, okay, like in 5 hours. So all these courses, by the way, if you are interested, it's really going to help you out, okay, and it will help you to boost your knowledge to the next level. By the way, all our courses is in membership, so you can just get it in the membership, okay. We have 2 membership, yearly or lifetime. You can just purchase in the dollar, and if you're from India, you can just purchase manually from this button. But we have a 2 plan, yearly plan and the lifetime plan, okay. It will provide access to all the courses we have. So suppose you click on the courses, here we have all the courses from, you can see from Tableau masterclass to, we also have a free courses which you can explore. By the way, all free courses you can just get it from the public one, okay, but also you can get the paid course and membership course as well, okay. um, Canva course, build AI tools, okay, with WordPress. You can see we have created AI tools with WordPress using ChatGPT, data analytics course, build travel website, and at the left side you can see all the different categories where we have created the course, so you can just explore them. Okay, you can just click on the next page and you will going to find we have tons and tons of amazing courses from Microsoft Power BI, affiliate marketing course, and many more from DeepSeek. All our courses are AI oriented, so you can just make sure you explore our courses, and if you are interested you can just get the membership, okay. And if you want to know how you can get the membership, you can watch the video, but it's very simple, like you purchase in the e-commerce website, okay. But still we suggest students to purchase it, that means watch and purchase, okay. And by the way, if you watch this video, so you will come to know how to get 50% discount in the lifetime plan, okay. But this is what it is. But maybe when you will visit any of our course, so currently it's only available in membership, but maybe in future we are about to add the option to buy individual course as well. So even you can purchase the individual course as well, which will be cheap, but we suggest to go with the membership because that's value for money, okay. So this is what I want to teach you, okay. Make sure that you explore all our courses, even you can explore all the free courses which we have in our website, okay. And our free courses are also very amazing, so you can even do that. For example, marketing, email marketing, SEO, and plenty of other courses. Make sure you explore all of them. Explore our website. You can use tools, you can talk in our community, okay. You can just go to community, you can just click on start hello, and you can start to watch it, okay, all the stuff and all, okay. And you can use our surveys, blogs, and plenty of other things. Click on the home button, okay. Make sure you explore all of them. Also guys, you can use tools like ChatGPT, okay. So in case if you don't know what ChatGPT is, just search for ChatGPT, okay. And you will see this chatgpt.com. Just go here, just do sign up, very simple and basic, okay. And then you can just access to ChatGPT like this. It will look like this. It's like a AI chatbot. You can just type hi, uh, help me, so it will just going to give you answer what you want to help with, okay. So let's say you just type this, okay. For example, a equals to, you all know that we put the text, okay, in this, okay. So now you can just say to ChatGPT, let's say we all know that we have done the mistake, okay. So in that case you can just ask to ChatGPT, hey, what uh, have I done wrong in below text, okay. Click on shift and enter button to go to next line like this, okay. Paste your code, click on enter, and you will see ChatGPT will going to say that you have done wrong and the correct version is this one. So you can see this is how ChatGPT can help you. It will help you to find the errors, okay. So you can just message to ChatGPT in case if you face any problem, just enter your code and tell ChatGPT to correct that code. It will do for you. It can also help you to learn the concept, okay. For example, let's say you can ask it, uh, hey, can you help me to understand what is variables. Now you all know what variables are, right? But you can even learn something if you want to with ChatGPT. So variables, you can see variables are like a container or label used to store information. This is what we have taught, okay, like that, okay. So very simple and straightforward, and this is what we have told. So you can use ChatGPT for finding the errors, for learning. And by the way, if you want to learn more how you can utilize ChatGPT with your Python, okay, so in this course which we have discussed here, we have discussed each and everything in more detail, how you can use ChatGPT for your assignment, each and everything, okay, in very detail. But this is how you can even utilize it, okay, as a beginner, okay. So make sure that you explore our course as well if you want to. Otherwise, you're good to go, and we have just covered each and everything, okay, as a beginner.